Okay, here's your homework for today. So for the first 3 problems, all I need you to do is determine whether this sequence is arithmetic. What does that mean? It means, can you add or subtract the same number to get the next one? We're not looking at multiplying and dividing. We're looking strictly at adding and subtracting. So number 7, is it yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, why is it?
Add 10.
You're adding 10. So just make sure, so you would say yes. And what is your common difference? 10. Number 8. How do you go from 1 to 1?
Add 0.
Add 0. Add 1. Add 1. Add 2. Do you see a common difference? No. This one's not arithmetic. How about the next one? How do you go from negative 21 to negative 18? Are these all adding 3?
Yeah.
So yes. What's your common difference?
3.
Now, I want to go back for a second, and I want to make sure, because one thing they don't do too much in this section is talk about writing the 2 formulas. Go back to 7 and 9. Can you give me the 2 formulas? The recursive formula for this would look like this. You state the first term, which is 10, and to find any term, you take the previous term, and you're going to add your common difference, which is 10. That would be your recursive formula. Now, explicit for this one, you take the first term. What's the first term in the sequence? 10. And you're going to add n minus 1 times the common difference, which is 10. That's your explicit formula. Number 9, how would you write the explicit, let's do recursive first. You write your first term, which is negative 21, and any term is going to be, you do the previous term plus your common difference. And for the recursive one, explicit, sorry, a sub n, you take the first term, and then it's n minus 1 times your common difference, which is 3. Now, they may rewrite this equation. If you were to distribute this, you get 3n minus 3, or 3n minus 24. These 2 are the same equation, they're just solved differently. Okay? 13. It says, find the 32nd term. Well, how are you going to find the 32nd term? What formula do you want to use? Recursive, where you go one at a time? Do you want to do that one? Why? Take too long. What are you going to do? Explicit. What does the explicit formula look like? It looks like this. A32, A sub 32. It's the first term plus n minus 1 times d. Well, what is the first term in this sequence?
34.
34 plus, what are you going to put here? We're looking for the 32nd term, so n is 32. Minus 1, what's your common difference? How are you going from 34 to 37?
Add 3.
You're adding 3. So can you do this math for me? 93 plus 37, and you get 120.
Plus 32. 34.
34. Why did I write 37? 127. Yep. Thank you. Okay, try number 14. What's this thing doing? It's going up, down, what? Is it going down or up? Are these numbers getting bigger or smaller?
They're
Bigger.
going up by 0.3.
By 0.3. That's your D value. So how do you find the 32nd term? How do you find this? You're gonna take the first term and add n minus 1 times D. Well, the first term is -9. And you're gonna take the 32nd term minus 1, so the 31st term, 31 times D, which is 0.3. Anyone have this answer yet?
0.3.
What'd you get?
0.3.
What did you get?
0.3.
0.3, is he right?
Yeah.
31 times 0.3, and then minus 9. 0.3. And the last one, what's the 32nd term? First term. The more I write this formula out, you will have it memorized, I promise you that. So what's the first term in the sequence?
23.
23. You're gonna take 32, because I'm looking for the 32nd term minus 1, times, what are they doing? Adding what to each?
7.
7, that's your common difference. So what is 23 plus 31 times 7? Anyone? Anyone have it?
200.
Yep, I got 240. And I got 240 as well. Next. Okay, next three are super easy. Find the missing term in each arithmetic sequence. How many terms are missing? 1. When you only have one term missing and it's arithmetic, how do you find the middle term?
Add.
Average. How do you find average?
Add and then divide.
Add them up and divide by 2. Add them up and divide by 2. So what do you get?
7.
So what's negative 15? Negative 15 plus 1 divide by 2. So negative 14 over 2 is?
-7.
Excellent, negative 7. Let me hear you do the next one. I want the average of these. So 14 plus 28, which is what?
86.
42 divided by 2 is? 20, 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. 5 plus 21, what's 5 and 21?
26.
And what's that?
13.
13. Okay, the next one, 25. A student deposits the same amount of money into her bank account each week. At the end of the second week, she has $30 in her account. At the end of the third week, so we have the first week, second week, third week. So it says at the end of the second week, she has $30 in her account. At the end of the third week, she has $45 in her account. What is she doing?
Add a 15.
She's adding $15 every week. So what did she have at the end of week 1?
15.
15. We want to know how much will she have in her bank account at the end of the 9th week. So what are you going to do?
6 plus 6 maybe?
You could keep adding 15, that's not too far away, but I would probably just jump into first term, n minus 1 times d. So 15 plus 9 minus 1, times 15. What do you get? How much does she have?
135.
135. Excellent. Okay, these next three are really easy. How would you find the 17th term if you know what the 16th term is and you know what D is? You're gonna use the recursive formula. What are you gonna do? If you know the 16th term is 18. And I wanna find the 17th term, and the D value is 5. How would you get to this next term?
Add 5.
Add 5, that's it. Add 5, and you get what? 23. Easy? Doesn't get any easier than that. 27. If you know the 16th term is 21, and you're going down, the D value is minus 3, how do you get the 17th term?
Minus 3.
Minus 3, what do you get?
18.
18. And 28, if you know the 18th term is negative 5, to find the 19th term, we would add 12. But how would you go backwards? Subtract 12. So the 17th term would be, anyone? Subtract 12, negative 17. Now think about it. If you took this number and added 12, do you get negative 5? Yes, you do. Okay, 34, 35, and 36. This terminology you're probably not used to. They want the arithmetic mean. The arithmetic mean is when they are asking you what's the nth term. This means a sub n minus 1 means the term prior to this one. That means the previous term. In the term n plus, that's a plus, n plus 1 is the term after this one. Does that make sense? So so if you want the middle term, and they give you the previous one, which is 7, and they give you the next term, which is 1, how do you figure this one out?
Add them together and divide.
Add them up and divide by 2. It's the average. What is 7 plus 1 divided by 2?
4.
4. That is a sub n. Number 35. So they give you the previous term, which is 100. They want a sub n, and the term after a sub n is 140. How are you going to find this one? 100 plus 140 divided by 2.
240.
So 240 divided by 2 is 120. And the last one. The previous term is 4. We don't know an, but we know the next term is negative 3. What are you going to do? What is it? A half. Questions? Okay, last 6. I need both formulas. Write small. I need an explicit and a recursive formula. So, recursive. The recursive formula, let's do that one first. The recursive one, I'm going to use the letter R for recursive. Recursive, what you do is you state the first term. What is the first term in the sequence?
2.
2. Now to find any term in the sequence, you just write the previous term and you're going to add the common difference. What's the common difference? What are we doing to get from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 16? You're adding 2. That's your common difference. That's the recursive formula for this one. The only thing good about this one is you can find the next term. You just take if you want the 6th term, you take the 5th term and you add 2. You get 12. And to get the next one, you add 2. You keep adding 2. The explicit formula looks like this. You take the first term and you add n minus 1 times d. So your explicit formula looks like this. What is the first term in the sequence? 2. You're going to keep n in here because you're writing a generic formula. 2 to go to the next one is a 2, so that's your formula. Now, I want you to be able to multiply this out and add like terms. So 2n minus 2 plus 2 is just 2n. So you could simplify this formula to that. A sub n is equal to 2n. Why is this such a great formula right here? Well, because I could jump and tell you what the 100th term is. It'd be 2 times 100, which is 200. I don't have to know the 99th term to get the 100th term. Next. How do you find the, let's do recursive first. You state the first term, which is 0. And to find any term, you take the previous term and you add what's your common difference? 6. That's the recursive. Explicit, you state the first term, which is 0. And then it's keep n minus 1 times d, which is 6. Now, if you simplify this, it'd be 6n minus 6. 6n minus 6. 43. What's your first term? State the first term. Previous term plus what's your d value? What are they doing? Adding 1. Explicit, it's the first term plus n minus 1 times 1. Now, can you simplify this? You should be able to. So it's 1n minus 6. Because negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Questions? Okay, I want to hear you guys. What's recursive? A sub 1 is what?
Negative 4.
Okay, then what? Huh? What is it?
Minus 4.
Minus 4, good. Okay, what's your explicit?
Negative 4 plus
Plus.
an or n minus 1 minus times negative 4.
Now I want you to simplify this. This is negative 4n plus 4, and these two cancel, so it's negative 4n. Uh-oh, we have some decimals. How are you going from negative 5 to negative 3.5? Adding what?
1.5.
Yep. So it's a sub 1 is equal to negative 5. A sub n, it's the previous term plus 1.5. Negative 5 plus n minus 1 times 1.5. And the last one, I know we have like a minute. How are you going from negative 32 to negative 20?
Adding 12.
Adding 12. Last one. A sub 1 is negative 32. Previous term plus 12. And what's your explicit?
Negative 32 plus n minus 1 times 12.
And how could we simplify this? 12n minus 44. Okay, can I see a thumbs up if you understand this?